Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be working on the Triumph Tiger 1050 and we're going to try and change the chain. Look at this, there's this incredible amount of slack on it. It's all the way at the back. The bike is only like 34,000 K so far. So I've ordered the sprockets from Moto out of Europe. And this is the cushion front sprocket. It's a JT sprocket, and the back one is just another standard sprocket. I was thinking about the rear sprocket's also a JT sprocket, a 44 tooth. I was thinking about changing the front one before to get a bit more acceleration, but then decided to just go with the stock gearing instead. And for chain, I got the RK 530 XW ring, and that's a Japanese chain. So read the reviews, they were pretty darn good, and the price seemed very fair. So I just went with it, and I'll let you know in the future videos how it lasts and how many Ks I get out of this one. So first things first, what I did was I took off the cover, which is this cover right here. It's just full of a bit of gunk inside, and it's got 5 bolts on it. And then there was this cover that sits over the, I don't even know what it sits over. I think the hoses. Yes, it sits like that in there. So took that off. Time to take off the lock crush washer thingy bob, straighten it out so we can actually undo this. From what I've read at certain forums, they've said do not put it in gear because you will harm the transmission, and do not use the power ratchet or air ratchet. So it just seems like it's a 36mm socket, and I happen to have one, so we're gonna just try to do it with hand. Okay, so to undo this lock washer here, I'm just gonna use a good old flathead and a hammer and just push it away. Seems to be quite soft metal. Just moved away without any issues. There we go. There we go, guys. This is the breaker, that bar that we use. It's heavy duty, big one. And I read on the forum where people were saying they had a rough go taking this off. What I did was I had Rob sit on the bike and put the front and rear brake on, and it literally took 2 seconds. We did spray some WD-40 on this for a few minutes and then cranked it, and the nut is super easy to come off. No issues whatsoever. And there you go. Simple as that. I was actually terrified reading up on the forum where people were talking about not being welded on and being super tight and all that, but it seems to be a fairly easy one to get off. And it's a right hand thread, it's not a reverse thread. At first I was questioning if it's a reverse thread or not, but it is a right hand thread. So just a normal procedure. Before you take off the nut, you make sure that the washer is fully flat, just in case it creates spring tension and makes it harder to come off. But other than that, it's fairly straightforward. At first I was contemplating to cut the chain off with the grinder and then work on it, but then I realized that the chain and the tire, the weight, the whole thing is gonna help me undo this nut. So that's why we kept it on. I'm gonna cut the chain, put the new one on, and then put the rear sprocket. Okay guys, so now the bike's all prepped up to take the wheel off. Mine didn't come with a center stand, and because of the headers down under the engine or the exhaust, makes it a bit trickier. So this is the way we did it. Flip the footrests upside down so they lock. Put jack stands under them. That gives enough clearance for the wheel to go in the air. Do it on the both sides, and then the front wheel is locked up with the thingy-bob. And there you have it. It's just ready to take the wheel off. Just in case someone trying to do this job doesn't have the center stand, because I know they're a bit rare and they're also quite pricey to get. Just use the jack stands and your normal jack. Secure the bike, lift the wheel, and it sits pretty sturdy. There you go. And now we can take it off. Okay guys, so this takes size 14 mil socket. These come undone fairly easy. So this is the new sprocket, guys. JT 44 teeth, and this is the worn out sprocket. So you can see there's wear. Yeah, there's definitely wear on the teeth once you line them up. I mean, I'm not doing a good job lining them up to show them, but
oh, you know they're both worn.
Yeah, exactly. But to put on the new one, you just got to keep the
orientation
dip on the outside, and where it says 44 teeth JT, this all comes on the outside.
Yeah, facing
yeah, this faces the outside. Yeah, that's right. Righty. Okay, so the sprocket sits like that, and then you can just tighten it up. I don't know what's the torque spec on these. I didn't do enough research on it, guys, so I'm just gonna tighten it for now, put it on, and I can retorque it while it's on the wheel because it's still accessible. Yeah. Okay guys, so now we're gonna take it off with the grinder. I could do it with the sophisticated chain tool, but no, go the hillbilly way. I reckon that should do it. Or no, it won't.
Yeah.
Almost there. There we go. All right, now let's get the chain out. Okay, so there's the new one. I opted to get the same cush drive because otherwise I've heard that there's a lot of ugly noise that comes with the sprockets. So that's the worn out one, guys. You can just see how badly the sprocket's worn out. It's all thinned out. Not a good sign. And again, the teeth and the markings are on the outside. The rear side's just plain, so that's how it goes, and that's the orientation of it.
Well, I'm just gonna try and come through with it.
Yeah, sure.
Go on.
All good. Once it goes on the teeth, then it can just roll in, right?
Oh yeah, you can do that too. Yeah.
Okay, guys. So far, the wheel's back on. The chain's looking pretty sitting in there, but there was a bit more misery involved in it. 530 chain was way too big for this bike. When I looked up, I guess I didn't do proper research or whatever it was, but this thing was 3 links longer. So I had to take off 3 links, and after that it's sitting a somewhat decent length. Still got room to adjust the slack and whatnot. So when you buy the chain for 1,050, please do your research, because 530 will make you take 3 links off it. And now to put the master link on, we got to use this complex chain tool, and this is the first time we're doing it, so we're gonna try and do our best.
Okay.
If you guys got any better suggestions, please drop them in the comments below to help the tiger community. Okay guys, so the way this chain tool sets up, this is just an Amazon special. There's nothing to rave about. So you put the plates on. These holes are supposed to be lining up at the front, and with the rivets. So you gotta use your flashlight just to make sure that they're fully on, because if you don't put them on properly, they're not gonna press it.
Yours on?
Yeah, they're both on perfect now.
Okay, all right, just hold it there.
Okay, so now you hold it and then you tighten.
Ready?
Yep.
Oh, that's a bit more, right?
Hang on, let me check to see. Okay guys, you gotta check to see if it's actually popping the rivets out to flare.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing right now.
I think it is. We squeezed it. Let me do just a little bit more.
Yeah, just go half a turn.
No.
Okay guys, so now to flare it, this one goes at the bottom to hold the rivet, and I'll show you.
Yeah,
like
it's a pin.
The pin with the rounded face comes through here. I'll actually show you just to make sure. The whole idea of this thing is bloody, like you can write a book on this chain tool. Okay, so this pin with the spring goes in there, and then you can tighten this up. All right, so now you got the face out there, and to flare it, we're just gonna line it up. You gotta make sure it's lined up properly.
The cup of it, yeah.
The cup and the front. And now we're gonna turn this big one needs to be turned. The pin is set.
Yeah. Okay.
That will flare it. All right, that might do it. Let's see.
Can you hold it?
Yeah.
You hold it?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Oh yeah, it's wider now. I can see it. Look on the front face.
Yeah.
So you can measure that now.
Now let's measure it. Okay guys, so we've used the tool with single rivet setup, like I said earlier. So you just put it on, tighten it, and then you use the big bolt to actually go. It usually takes about a turn and a little bit to just get it to the specs. What I looked up in the tutorials was they were saying it's got to go only about a 0.5 of a millimeter. So we checked it with our trusty little, what do you call it, micrometer, and it shows it's within specs. Okay guys, so I've put this back on, checked to see where the slack is set, and everything checks out. I'm taking the big washer there on the bolt, on the nut, sorry, yeah. Apart from the surprise of a longer chain, everything turned out to be pretty good. Alright guys, so the job is finally done. And here it is, everything buttoned up. Put the stake washer on the big sprocket nut, and the rear's all tightened up. I haven't set the slack fully yet. I want to take a ride. It's just pelting down outside. I'll take a ride in the back alley for a bit and see how the chain feels. I'd like to have maybe 1/2 inch slack. So this is the finished result guys. Chain looks good, feels good. Not a tough job at all. Maybe 1.5 tops if your chain doesn't need to be shortened. And sorry I didn't put in any torque specs in the video. I didn't have them on hand, so my bike is still not going to go out in the street. If you know the specs, please drop them in the comments below so we can help the fellow riders who are looking to do the same job. And please like and subscribe to the video. It helps me make more content and keep going. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye now.